Hello everybody, welcome back to JTP. In today's video, we are going to be diving in to the Sunbelt states. Before I can say getting sunburned by the Sunbelt states. But anyways, we're going to be diving into these states. We're going to see what will happen in a detailed conversation, if I could say. So yeah, starting with the East. Okay, we're going to start with North Carolina Senate level. Ted Budd, not a problem. We'll win here. Let's go to the state of North Carolina. No, it's not Lee's GOP. It's going to go likely. Budd surging. Beasley stuck at 44. I expect Budd to pull it off at the end of the day with fire. So, or even more than that. Bud's up with 9.1. If you'll play underestimate, I think he'll win with 6, 7. Or even more. We're going to have to see, though. I think Bud's going to win here. Not really much to talk about. A red wave here, and with Ted Budd being established candidate, or pretty good. And in the state of, before we dive into a critical state, we'll start with Florida. The state of Florida, which we all know what happened in Florida. In 2020, you go to RCP, I know I'm using RCP a lot, but it proves my point. You go to 2020, Biden was up with 0.9. It was a close race, but Biden was up, and people were thinking this race would be close, but guess what? You know, Biden would have won Florida. It's just Trump had to win because of the Miami turnout for the Republicans. Now, I don't think Rubio will pull off Miami-Dade. It has to be a 6-point shift. I think DeSantis will, but as for Rubio, he'll probably pull it off with 10 or 11. DeSantis probably 12 or so, but I expect DeSantis to win Miami-Dade. Or Rubio could too. We're gonna have to see though. And in the state of Georgia, I do think Walker will win with the lead margin. Let me explain my reasoning. So you go to the state of Georgia in 2020. Yes, it shifted blue. It really did. Especially the Atlanta turnout. Or if I can just say the Atlanta area shifted blue. And that's what decides the state of Georgia. Now, Governor Kemp made a law basically making elections more secure. And the media is twisting it like a candy cane and saying, oh, you know, these are people, they're not letting the people vote. This is crazy. You know, I like Brian Kemp as a governor. I think he's pretty good. And that's going to help Republicans, that law. I mean, it's not that's going to really help. It's just Walker is a football legend in Georgia, and he's going against someone holding one with 2 against an unpopular senator in a blue wave year. So, and Democrats had the energy factor. Purdue barely lost, and it went to a run, or he barely did not make it by 0.3, and then became a runoff because he didn't get 50%. And here, he won with, I don't know, close to 2. So that's showing something. Whoever has the energy factor, that will really help. But Georgia is the next Virginia, don't get me wrong. But still, at least for one more election cycle in 2024, if it's a Trump versus Biden rematch, who will win, Georgia, Biden, or Trump? It's really a toss-up. So now in the state of Arizona, we'll move on to the west of America. And after this, we'll dive into the governor's level. So right now, this is the Senate. In the Arizona Senate, I expect Masters to pull it off with a tilt. You know, Arizona, Kelly's going down. He's below 50. He's at 40. He was at 49, and this was a comfortable position. Now he's going down, and if you apply underestimation, he's up with 0.1, and polls are having it closer, tie +1 +2. So I think Blake Masters will win the state, especially with Hispanic shifts. We'll get more into that in the state of Nevada. And Texas. So I do think Masters will pull it off. Yeah. And in Nevada, Adam Laxalt could win with a tilt, but I'm just going to classify as a lean for now. Some people are saying, oh no, the state's going blue. Look at this poll. And there was another poll that had Masto up with 1. But if you put underestimation, she's up with 0.3, but that's collapsing. I think Laxa is maybe could win with a tilt. It's very possible, but he's at 50, and that's a really good sign. But this was a Trafalgar poll, so we can't be completely sure. But with the environment really becoming more Republican, I mean, your Republicans are surging in the generic ballot. So I'm going to go to the state of Nevada. It didn't really change much from 2016, but Clark County shifted Republican. And that really matters. So I do think Adam Laxalt, who has a pretty good name in Nevada and a family there, will win the state in elections. So we'll win the state of Nevada with 1, give or take. So I'm going to dive in to now the governor's map. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing as before, your Sunbelt states. This video will probably take 10 minutes, but it's worth knowing. It's going to be beneficial at the midterm elections. So these are the Sunbelt states. Like I said, in the state of Florida, I explained here. And Georgia, Stacey Abrams is rallying. I don't know where she is rallying. She's like rallying in McDonald's, in a empty McDonald's. I don't know what she's doing. But Kemp is demolishing him. Her. So I think Kemp will win this race, not by probably 7 point something. Kemp will win this race. He's really well established, and I think Abrams is not gonna win. It's not gonna even be close to the 2018 margin. So, yeah. Now in the state of Texas, Beto O'Rourke will be going against Governor Greg Abbott. Beto was the guy who made Texas close in 2018. Now he has lost his popularity. I mean, you drive in Texas, literally, if I think it's like over here when I was driving to Houston, it says say no to Beto. Well, of course, that's because it's in a Republican area, but still. And another thing we have to be mindful of is the Sun Belt, or just the southern Texas shifts. This place shifted Republican. Look at all these shifts right now. I'm sorry, I can't make the New York Times to show that shift, but either way, you can see how much these are shifting. That's balancing out, at least temporarily, Democrats moving into Texas, bringing Californian ideologies to Texas. But as of now, Abbott's in a comfortable position. People are going to say no to Beto. Beto is going to get out. He's probably only doing it for money. I don't understand why he's even running against Greg Abbott. So that brings us to the state of New Mexico. I do think Democrats will win as of now. Losing Grisham. Probably it's a really bitter race. There was a poll that run Shelby up with 1. I think it's really possible, but that's Trafalgar. I think Grisham will pull off the lead. I mean, we're going to have to see by election day how it plays out. Grisham's an incumbent. She's below 50. But still, we have to look at the margins right now. And I'm just going to classify until Democrat. This is going to be the first time, if ever, since 2014 or so that the state flipped red. If you're wondering, what? 2014? Well, I think 2014, I think Susan Hernandez won the state of New Mexico in the governor's level. And that brings us westward to Arizona. Kari Lake is going to win. She's a really good candidate if you haven't seen what she always speaks. She convinces people in some way, if I could say. Ed Hobbs is a joke. I mean, you have to see her interviews. And Lake is surging. And it's a red wave year. Lake plus 11? I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay. 54. Okay, I think there's something wrong with that poll. No way, it's 11. I think Lake could even pull it off for the likely, but as of now, I'm going to label as lean to be safe. And in Nevada, Joe Lombardo will pull off the margins against Steve Sisolak. Being chief of Clark County and with Hispanic shifts, like I mentioned earlier, he will win the state of Nevada. So this is my map as of the Sunbelt, the Senate and governors. Probably we'll do the Midwest next, or like maybe Wisconsin, Michigan. We can do the Rust Belt Roundup, and then we can do New England, which is all of this area, and maybe we can include New York. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It inspires me to make more content. We were a little above 10 minutes, but that's, I guess, okay. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.